Welcome back to Scrap Mechanic Labs. I am your host, Chief Engineer, and we are back in the junker kind of mood. Yes, I know, haven't done junkers for a while, but I get this weird feeling that Scrap Mechanic Labs is going to be reaching, it shall be dawning upon us all, a survival mode. So, this is my latest survival vehicle. My survival epic vehicle, my latest redesign. I know a bunch of you out there love junkers, and this is going to be a junker that has some serious utility. Serious, I mean. Thanks for joining us back at the lab, and we'll return and go over its features and a few tricks I've learned along the way while building it. See you soon. Alright, welcome back to Scrap Mechanic Lab. We're going to start off with the platform vehicle. This was originally the design that I built upon. The reason I like this design so much is because of the scalability of the design and what it can do. In a survival scenario, you've got to be prepared for everything. You want a survival platform that can do everything. So this is what it has turned into. My survival platform. I know you're so excited to go inside and see what's going on in here. So before we do that though, I want to talk to you about why it's in vanilla. The reason I decided to go and do a vanilla build is because I don't know what parts are going to be available for survival. I do not know what parts will be available in survival mode. All I know is that it will probably default to a very vanilla-ish thing. So, challenge myself. Let's do it vanilla. Now, the first thing you'll notice about this little survival shelter on wheels here is I have the door protruding out a little bit, and I did that on purpose because of something I call the door jam or the door glitch that seems to happen to a lot of us. Although I did find a fix for it. A lot of the times the doors get stuck. It happens with every build. I don't know why. And I thought that by building the door outside of the frame instead of built into the frame here, that would prevent that from happening. But it really doesn't. The only real fix though is when your door is stuck like this and you just can't get it out. All you really need to do is just stick a block onto the door and then delete the block and it'll work fine again. So instead of hammering and going crazy and pulling your hair out, all you need to do is just update the object by clicking a block onto it, deleting the block, and your doors will work fine again. You heard it here first at Scrap Mechanic Labs. Now, you can see I have a lot of nice ventilation in my little my little home here. I've got a bed. The layout was really important to me. I have the air conditioning unit up here, and as you can see, I made a space for the vents. So my vents can recirculate air in here. I have an inside door close, logic controlled. I also have my lights, boom, which lights up the room beautifully. We have a nice little toilet in here so we can go poo. Doors open from the inside and out. Sink to wash up, tub to go tubbing. The window here is so that you could pay attention and see all your systems, all your expensive controller systems are visible at all times from when you're in bed, as well as your engine and your fuel systems. You want to be able to keep an eye on these things in case evil survival bandits try to come and take your hard-earned goodies. So that was some of the main internal features that I really like. Once again, this little ledge here is for cleaning. So if you want to sweep and clean the place out, you could just sweep it right out under this little ledge. And all the dirt is gone. All right. These pipes here run water, recycle the water from my food growing section. which we are going to go check out right now. So let me turn off the lights, turn off the door. I don't like to waste electricity. Let's hop on top and see what else this little shelter has for us here. Okay, so you can see I have some little beds, some little food growing beds here with all kinds of delicious herbs and spices. You're probably wondering, Chief, this array you have up here is going to block some of the sunlight from these little grow beds, but they don't, and we'll be going into that in just a minute as we go over more of the features. But that brings us to the features of the grow bed here and why this is above it. These dishes are my water collection dishes. So normally when I find a nice little hidey home place, it's got a lot of resources that I want to collect and live off the land, I can park this here and just collect the rainwater, and the rainwater will go right into this lovely little rainwater storage tank. So if I get extra rainwater, that'll get pumped in to my little beds here and feed my plants so that I can have plenty of food that I grow along my scavenging survival adventures. But there's more. See, it's not always going to be raining, so it doesn't make sense to always have these rain catchment systems deployed. So what do we do if it's not raining? It's just a way. No. Chief has thought of everything. All you do is turn on the green power switch, and our rain deployment system becomes a power harvesting system. Yep. We have a windmill that will collect the energy and store it into our fuel batteries back here. I was so proud of this build and this design, but you're probably thinking, wow, that's amazing, Chief. You've created a system that performs more than one function. That's efficiency. That's sustainability. Could you have possibly taken this any further? Well, we've got this collecting power when it's windy, collecting rainwater when it's rainy, storing it here, running it to our heat exchange unit, running into our black painted solar powered water heater over here. Yes, it just keeps going. Heat exchanger, solar powered water heater, water storage, and because the water is stored above, it's all gravity fed. Yes, my little duckies, it is all gravity fed down to my tub, what doesn't get used by the plants, to my toilet, and to my sink. So this is starting to look pretty nice, pretty awesome. So what other anemones, what other anemones do we have here? Well, say you're in a hurry, you don't feel like setting up the tub and everything to soak in the tub, even though it will be nice and relaxing and so warm and cozy to soak in the tub in here. You may not always be in the mood, so we have this blue switch here. Yes, you guessed it. Outdoor shower. Just turn the little knob and it'll start raining the parade. Well, see, here's the neat thing. When the outdoor shower deploys, it deploys pouring out cold water, and then you just add as much hot water as you want. Turn the knob so it's nice and warm. Enjoy a nice outdoor shower. Take care of everything you need to do, and the adventure continues. So now you're probably wondering, Chief, there is a fatal flaw with your design. And your fatal flaw is you've used everything for living space, Chief. You have no storage space for your adventures. Everything is just living space. And here is where this gets even more amazing. Let's shut down our power systems. Let's turn off our external bath system, our shower system. Now, this vehicle can expand this way. This gives us some advantages too. We could work on our control systems. It's a lot easier for us to see our wiring when you stretch it out this way. If it's hard for you to see the wiring on the wheels or whatever, you could just expand it the other way. So now it's easier to track wiring with the way this is built. So house maintenance, fairly easy. It's easier to trace the wiring back. You have your hub here, but because you're able to space out all these components, it makes operating and updating your control schemes a lot easier. Also, when you expand everything, you can update. Oh look, like I could just see I forgot to paint these, but I'm not going to paint them now. I'm too busy excitedly sharing. So, Chief, you were talking about storage. You totally forgot? No, I didn't forget. I was just explaining how the expansion of these systems, you could isolate your drive system, work on this, work on the fuel system. If there's ever an attack and there's danger, you could expand the system so that the explosion of your fuel does not hurt you here in your base. Look, I've thought of everything, all right? This drive system, you get it away from the home system. Now let's deploy our drive system. I just put the wheels on the ground, okay? And the vehicle is now set in high capacity mode. And when it's this big, being in high capacity mode means you add on. As you find more resources, you just take your wooden resources, add on your platforms, load up with crates, whatever. You could do this 4 times all around your home. Just load up the storage, all right? Load it up. Just don't overdo it, because if you get too close to the wheels, you might not be able to turn the wheels, but you know what I'm talking about. So look at our potential for storage on this vehicle. Our storage potential is insane. If you find the mother lode, if you go out there scavenger hunting and all of a sudden you find the greatest pile of resources ever, no, you don't have to start building a trailer. No, you don't have to do all that stuff. You just expand it and load it up. Load it all up. So, wow. I'm so proud of this build. I had so much fun building it. Making the little home, adding all the accessories, adding the power systems, and I hope I've gotten you guys excited about building survival junkers for your adventures in Scrap Mechanic when survival mode comes out. And I know we've been waiting a long time. I know it seems like ages that we have been waiting on survival mode, but you know what? It just means we're going to be all the more prepared for when it does get here. So the last thing I'm going to do is demonstrate how well this thing drives around. In this kind of mode here, it's way easy to control. And because you got the wide wheelbase, we're good to go. Let's go for a little drive. Man, this thing can be so fast. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go, come on. Keeping it wide. That keeps me from flipping over. Now, if I need to get through a really tight spot, of course, I could just do this. And I could get through a really tight area driving around in this mode too. So the idea here is to get to the resources, taking this little modular home system with you. And if you need to get into tight spots, you shrink it down to its most minuscule size like this and go through some of the most cramped, tight little areas. If you find a place where you're ready just to to base camp up, settle it down, set up a base camp. Let's get our power systems going, and we got wind power. We'll chill out here for a little bit, maybe take a shower. Got all hot and sweaty. Turn on the hot water. Oh yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is the adventure. And then when your power system's not deployed, it's always catching water for you. And the journey continues on your adventures. Wherever you want to take it, wherever you want to go. If it seems a little unstable, you just widen out the wheels. And keep dreaming. Keep building, guys. I was your host, Chief Engineer, and I so hope I inspired you to build something awesome, something amazing. Until next time, adios. Adios.
His pranks are fake.
Let me see. Is this Umwell's elevator? Can you bring us up, Umwell? We're waiting on your elevator to check out your little wall house. Whoa! Wow. High speed. Yeah, I'm not stopping you. So,
Darn, it's so
that's a nice place.
Why is rubber banding terrible?
Why do you got all these gears here? Is this like steampunky that you're going for?
Yes. Or if you ever looked at my logo in Discord.
Ooh. Well, who's the neighbor? You got a cool little neighbor house here.
The gear belongs to him.
Look at what do you got here?
It's visitor protection.
I just fell off. Whoa. Cool ramp system. Man, Mr. Wiz builds fast. He is a fast builder.
I don't think anyone wants to hear something.
Oh, Soup Engineer. This is Soup's. Oh, this is your house, hey, Soup? Sorry, Soup. I get you guys confused sometimes. Because you're all such geniuses.